bit more detail. What exactly would you like details about? Ooh. Well, what I'd like to ask you about is the Feather Interact Forbidden Chamber murder weapon. Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Cuby. Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. Interesting! Yes, very interesting that he mentions a statue that he would not have been able to see. It was hidden next to the chair. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen on the floor. Ah, right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realised. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring. Oh! It's not the fact he wouldn't have been able to see it, it's more the fact he saw it in its full glory when the cup was attached. Which was before it was used as a weapon. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Incredibly. It's very important. I believe that to be extremely important. I request that it be added to his testimony. Oh yeah! Time to get this guy. The statue had fallen on the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the municipal merger. Well. Yeah, it would have looked like this. But he saw it. Oh, I can't show it. Well, he would have seen it with the with the hand on. It showed it once.
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle. What possibly could you mean? You said the statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill. As if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Is he gonna realise something the matter? So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? What if Blackwell's gonna see? Justice Dono, explain yourself, and make it quick. Okay. The statue was meant to symbolise goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. Uh-ohs. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken. How dare you! Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby. Oof. He's got a really weirdly shaped body too. No, it's actually just the shape of his jacket, but still. It's very weird. Order! Order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Yeah. How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo! This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico! It's not going to be that easy. We've got you now. We know... Oh, we know you killed the alderman. Now admit it. He won't.
Silence.
Yeah, I fucking knew Blackwell was going to get involved. Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence!
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo? Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Kirby told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine. Yeah, such a good friend you murdered him. Prick. Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence!
God damn it, Blackwell. Moreover, it's already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scant statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else. He was behind the screen. Oh. Dang it. Still behind the screen. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent Nobel could not possibly have been in that locked room, behind the folding screen. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. No! Folding screen. Jesus! I'm certain that's where it's gonna be. Or will have been. I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your baldness? It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Unless he was behind, say, a screen. Jesus. It's just bugging me now. If it turns out he wasn't hiding behind that screen, I'm gonna flip. Because that's the only place he could have hidden. Either that or the Forbidden Chamber, but why would he hide in there? Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence!
Oh, wow. You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono, whatever. But I tried so hard. Your baldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. Yeah, isn't there a folding screen? It's high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. But this court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma. Hey! I thought I'd actually fucked it up somehow. Thankfully, Tenma takes the stand. It would seem that my time is at hand. Mayor Tenma? Counsellor, there is a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now, only for your good graces. Counsellor? Oh right, he must mean me. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head? Bailiff, don't just stand there, seize him! It's no good, I can't restrain him. Know me in despair. For I am Tenma Taro, Demon Lord of the Yokai. This guy's definitely got a few screws loose. Mr. Justice, do something! Alright, listen to his testimony. Since when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him. Might being the key word. So, Your Honour, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. When you put it that way... Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world. Yeah, I would say so. Unprecedented in absurdity, more like. Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say Mr. Tenma Taro. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Okay. Right, the ruler of demonkind. Oh my god. So barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly 2 yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demonkind. On the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. Oh, that was short and sweet. Sheesh. Lots of dots. Lots more dots. Yeah, I do too. It's gone a bit insane. So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed. All was in darkness. And the part about Tenmataro and the nine-tailed fox being there? Yes, that too. Tenmataro towered overhead and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold. I call animal abuse, Your Honour. It would seem that the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. Of course. As if half-dreamt, that happenings linger in his mind. Okay. Apollo, maybe I can help here. What, analysis? Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his voice. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of events. Or of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. Again. Alright, it's time to do this again. 1, 2, 3, up to 100. Whoop. So... Wait, barely conscious, was Damien there amid the darkness? So, sadness? Suddenly 2 yokai did appear, so sadness and shock. They're fairly, you know, standard. On one side I, Tenmataro, ruler of demonkind. Oh. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. Why would you be happy about that? You're very weird. When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well? Joy? Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket. A creaking door. Ah, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. I don't think it's going to restore his sanity, it's going to get more testimony out of him. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. Oops. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenmataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. He was in the Forbidden Chamber. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur? Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tenmataro you saw, most likely the Forbidden Chamber's statue. Why yes! That would explain it. So he was knocked out and put in the Forbidden Chamber? The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp. But even if all that's true... No, why would he be... I'm confused. Then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things. Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo! It's entirely possible. In a groggy dreamlike state, people can misremember things. And events. Misremember, you say? Let me think. I do believe... I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was... Oh! The Amazing Ninetales. The Amazing Ninetales? At first this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the Amazing Ninetales who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door. Still have a bit more to get through. I'm sorry I asked. The Amazing Ninetales? But that was the victim Alderman QB, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, this is completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update. Barely conscious, Damien was there, right, okay. Okay. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Temataro loomed overhead. Suddenly the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. Ah, so buff. The Amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue. Why the sadness? When the Amazing Ninetales opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy. But didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind I do recollect something of that nature. I do believe it was the Fiend's Cape of Red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicitly wash over me. Well, that's all the noise level, near enough. Cape of Red. Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why indeed? What could this mean? I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know, because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Wait. Oh god. Almost clicked end stream. My bad. So, Cape of Red. Oh, he doesn't have a cape! I mean, technically he does, but it's the tails. I thought that was the cape then. He doesn't have a cape. Yeah, so he doesn't have a cape. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out contradiction, here comes justice. Right. Oh, this is different. Whoa. Oh, you can't press, you can only present. Okay, so it would be the fourth statement, because he said he saw a cape. Yeah, he hasn't got a cape. If anything, the mask has the four tails. Yeah, so it's not that. It shows he has no cape. You said the Amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that? Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... Mayor Tenma, does this cape look red to you? Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation of something red did fill my as-yet hazy field of view, and I thought to find myself, the Amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red. So you mistook that red something for his cape, huh? Apparently so. Huh. And remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me. Oh dear. So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Oh, for fuck! My internet's perfectly fine. Why is OBS being a bitch? Oh, come on. Oh, you cock munch. Yay. Hurrah! Son of a fucking penis. My internet fucking sucks. God, I hate it. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the Amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been? Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Red thing. I'm just looking. I don't see no red. I mean, there's blood in here, but that's really far away from the chamber. So I'm not so sure. Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the alderman's blood? Blood? Why yes, it was blood. Really? Just screaming. Ah! And again. So it was the alderman's blood. What? It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying beneath the Amazing Ninetales, the alderman's bloody body. Okay. Right, that makes sense. Okay. In the background you saw it. Oh. How fun. Oh, there we go. Woohoo! His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does this mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman QB? But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first. Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence!
Of course. So, don't you think this strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said naught about seeing the Amazing Ninetales there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Will the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? I guess, yeah. Yes, of course I can explain it, because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice don't know. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So, let's consider the following question. Wait, if the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene... Wait, how the fuck would that work? Why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma? A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for this? Not for us? Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? LaBelle was disguised as Tenma? But that wouldn't make sense. But it would also make sense as to why he said he killed the mayor. Like that confession. Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has in fact misremembered the event, what could have made her do so? LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. Yeah, I don't really understand how that works, but I guess it's the only thing. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face. I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? Oof. I think I'll pass. Whoa! Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way... Your boldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments. What's even left for me to do? Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. Oh. Wait a minute. A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. It was wearing the mask? What about the fact that it was the Amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? Ah. We got it all backwards. Follow? I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your boldness, I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will. Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
I do have proof. Do you now? Oh god. Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume, or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. The Amazing Ninetales mask. What absolute claptrap, poppycock, balderdash. We thought the alderman was the amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tenmataro. That's why we believed the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetales Vale. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenmataro after all. At all. He was the amazing Ninetales. What's this? You'd best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derived such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent Lebel in disguise.
Silence.
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection.
Remember, Mr. Lebel has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence.
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection.
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. Lebel entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, he killed him. Oh, there we go. That's when Mr. Lebel killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. Lebel then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then... the person who said I killed Alderman QB was... Yep, that was Florent Lebel in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence.
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection.
Objection! No, you twisted samurai. This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Woohoo! Once Miss Tenma left the scene, he then switched back. Mr. Lebel, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber, so he could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... right, it was Lebel opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. Lebel opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenmataro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway.